All right, Shalom, Yasharala. Give infinite honors to our Heavenly Father and our great King, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Harakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and our bishops, a great millstone. A salutation to our fellow laborers in the Marshak Yahweh Shah, pushing his beloved doctrine across the four lands. Shalom. All right, I'm going to jump straight into this one. The Lord has given us all these telltale signs how America is going to take away all the jobs from its citizens and force its citizens to live off of this UBI, Universal Basic Income, like the communists do. Well, what's going on here? Come on now. Bear with me. Okay, let me get that UBI definition. All right. Oh no, Salakia for this. This ain't do this at all before I cranked up the screen. I don't know what's going on here. You know what? I'm gonna just roll the spirit. Satan, I rebuke you. Go what I already have up. All right. Now I came across this clip that I'm about to play, and it's a Ghost Logistics Center, and it's a warehouse with no human beings in it. All right. And you gotta go down wormholes for whatever you see on these feeds nowadays, because AI is everywhere, so you have to go down the wormholes to see if these things are true. So I typed in, is the Ghost Logistics Center real? All right, and this is what AI answered me and say, a ghost and they have them in China. China has them, okay? A ghost logistics center is not a single real location, but a concept for a fully automated unmanned warehouse. All right, they have them. This is Esau with his theatrics. All right, this is Esau with his snake fork tongue. Okay, they have them in China. All right, so it's more than a concept. It's been materialized. All right, but they're not bringing it out on all facets of society right now. They playing on the minds of the simpletons, as they always do, the elites. Okay, this term, all right, and it's more than a term, is used to describe an advanced facility where artificial intelligence and robots handle all aspects of logistics with no human workers on site. All right, now I did a video some months back with the owner of the Dallas Mavericks. I forgot that nigga name. The owner of the Dallas Mavericks, I forgot his name, Salakia, but he did an interview saying that AI was going to take over, and it was going to take over American citizens' jobs, and he say it was going to bring up. He said in so many words, I don't want to add or take away what he said, but he said it was going to be an uprising when it happens, because he said I'm a businessman. A businessman's job is to make more money. He say I'm going to go with the technology. He say when I go with the technology, a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. He spoke. He was straightforward. Okay, and these are the facilities these billionaires and trillionaires are going to be using. All right, they're going to fuck humans. All right, you have to pay humans. You have to get insurance on humans. All right, humans can be liabilities to businesses. A motherfucker get hurt in the Amazon warehouse and something falls on them. All right, Amazon got to pay that man. All right, for pain and suffering. All right, and pay him a hefty penny. You don't have to do that with AI. Okay, these types of facilities do. All right, so like you. These type of facilities do exist, particularly in places like China and Europe, okay? Fully automated from sorting and stacking products to loading trucks, all right? So where I work at right now, I work on a dock. I work on a cross dock, All right, it's a bunch of Jake loading these 18 wheelers where I work at daily. I had to do about 3 or 4 18 wheelers today, loading them and unloading them. All right. What we doing, they could use fucking AI to do it. Okay. And what would they do to everybody work on a cross dock where I work? You fucking gone. Sayonara. Every task is performed by intelligence machines around the clock. All right. China, Europe have it. You know America's gonna do it. Lights out operation. Since no humans are present, the warehouse does not require lighting, brakes, heating, air conditioning. You see what I'm saying? You see how much money uh the owner's making? All right, with maximum energy for efficiency. Because where I work at in the warehouse, I work in the Amazon warehouse. All right, the temperature has to be uh where we can work at, all right, at a suitable temperature where humans are, all right. Then there's a lot of broads working that motherfucker. You know, broads are not like men. Men can work on rough terrain and hard situations. You know, I used to work in the plant and we'll be out in the dire heat and the brick cold. Women can't do that shit for the most part. Okay. So with all of that energy, you just imagine you saving all that money on the air conditioning and the heating. That's a lot of money, man. That's thousands of dollars a month you save. No, it's gonna go up into the millions of dollars that you're saving. All right, at these facilities, high efficiency and precision. I'm gonna say this: if I was a businessman, I would do it. All right. If I was a businessman, I would do it. High efficiency and precision. Robotic operations are optimized for speed, precision, and efficiency, going beyond going beyond what is possible with manual labor. Because with manual labor, what do you have to do? You have to have different sorts, all right, different shifts, all right. For the most part, I think OSHA you can work 16 hours straight for 2 days, and then after that you got to take a day off. All right, OSHA rules. I don't know. I think it's 3 days. 3 days you can work 16 hours straight. The fourth day you have to take off. That's the law of the land. You don't have to do that with AI robots, man. All right, you don't have to do that. They can run 24/7, no shift change. All you need with men, the only men work you need is if a machine gets broke, you need a maintenance man to make sure the machine's going. That's it. That's the only human you really gonna be paying. And then AI is gonna get so advanced, these machines gonna be fixing themselves before it's over. Okay. Job impact. While increasingly productive for companies, these automated centers do result in significant loss of traditional logistics and warehouse jobs. Hey, that's the point right there. All right, there will be no fucking work in Egypt. I seen a fucking AI bring pizza to a motherfucking house. An unmanned vehicle dropped off the pizza, and the pizza was fucking hot. Okay, the pizza was hot. They have robots that can make burgers. You know how you get that black bitch, a waiter at a restaurant? All right, all with the attitude, smacking the gun, rolling her eyes. You know you ain't gonna tip the bitch. You don't have to deal with that with a robot. Yes, my lord. I humbly beseech thee, my lord. I'm here at your service. You know, whatever they upload to the program for the program to talk to the person. AI make you want to tip it. It's gonna be so humble and contrite. Okay. Let me see what else they got here. All right, this is gonna take away all American jobs, man. All right, this is a part of all hell breaking loose. All right, key features of a ghost logistics center. All right, this is everything I just read. All right, all right. Let me read this last little part. The term ghost is also used in logistics and supply chain industry in other contexts, but the main one is the reason they call it ghost logistics is because it's unmanned. You don't have a man in all of the warehouse, okay? Ghost trucks, semi-operated by the U.S. government Office of Secure Transportation for moving sensitive materials or a term used for vehicle operated as part of a freight fraud. And you have 18 wheelers that are unmanned, ghost 18 wheelers that are picking up loads and dropping them off, man. So what does that do when all of these 18 wheeler companies say, fuck it, I want to save as much money as I can, I'm going with AI? What does that do with all these truckers, the so-called backbone of America? They lose their jobs. All right. What happens when men lose their jobs and they can't take care of their families? All right. Men get busy. All right. A man that you think is civilized, an understanding, rational man, when he can't take care of his family and support his family, he's going to do whatever he has to do by all means necessary. See, when you look at the hood and you see these youngsters wilding out, it's because they don't have shit. So they do the next best thing: go rob, steal, sell dope. All right, they do what was at their fingertips. They deal with the cause of death. That's gonna happen in middle class America, upper middle class America. All right, they're gonna be just like them hood niggas. They're gonna try to think it out, try to find other ways to make money, make currency. When all this else fail, all right, they're gonna get their box in the mud and get their Glocks in their gloves, and they're gonna do just what them niggas do in the hood, man. Get it by all means necessary, and that's what's gonna start the Civil War. Ghost kitchens. You see, check this shit out, man. AI gonna take over every facet of society. Commercial kitchens that are built for delivery only restaurants with a dine-in option. You see, you have a robot serving your food. All right, robots don't talk back. Robots don't give you attitudes. All right, and this right here is a good depiction of how they look. All right, on these docks. All right, where the 18 wheelers go to these docks and do all this trading and shit. You know, right now you got men like on that movie, the movie with Tom Cruise, War of the Worlds. If you remember at the beginning of that movie, on the West Coast, they have these little docks like that where you control the thing, you control the crane to come down and pick up these crates and put them where they gotta go. All right, this is the same type of facility, but guess what? It's no man. Tom Cruise not there. It's doing all the work itself, man. Real or fake, I mean, this is the way it looks. Now, what happens to the humans that have all these jobs that's doing this right now? All right, if you're going to be a doctor in South America, there's sports that have men doing these jobs right here. And now, what happens to all those thousands of men? What goes on with those men when AI takes over? Okay, once you with the Holy Bible says. All right, look at this shit. It's the wave of the future, man. Yeah, and during the Hokey Pokey juice in 2020, that was a trial run. Your children, I could tell you how the new school gonna be, the new educational industrial complex. They're just gonna have an AI robot teaching your children at the on a laptop, like they did during COVID. Okay, they're not going to use teachers. They're going to have AI robots doing it, and your child going to have to sit in front of the computer, and that's how they're going to get educated. All right, so all these teachers and doctors and lawyers, they're going to lose their jobs too, man. Okay, they're going to lose their jobs too. All right, let me get these precepts funnel us through the scriptures. All right, this is the book of Isaiah. All right, this is why the Lord gave us his Holy Spirit, so we can link these things through the scriptures and measure the times diligently. All right, this is Isaiah 19 and 15. All right, neither shall there be any work for Egypt. All right, the economy is going to crash. All right, and when the economy crash, all right, because these elites are crashing this economy on purpose so they can bring out their new digital currency. All right. But then when it's time to get more jobs, AI is going to have the fucking jobs. All right. AI is going to have the jobs when when after they crash it on purpose, and then when they want to bring back up the grid, AI is going to have most of the jobs. All right. And then the inhabitants of this land is going to be forced to just submit with the UBI. Okay. Because there's not going to be no work in Egypt. AI is going to have all the vast majority of the jobs. Neither should there be any work for Egypt, which head or tail, branch or rush may do. Okay? AI is going to have all of the jobs. These ghost plants, because what does America like to do? Mass produce. All right? AI is going to do all the mass production. All right? And this is going to come out of that. All right? Because men are as beasts. All right? The only reason men are not behaving like beasts right now, because what did the Lord say? The so-called white man, when you read Genesis, the 3rd chapter, it said the serpent was more cunning than all of the beasts of the field. So the Lord likened all of mankind to beasts. What makes the nation of Israel not beasts? Because the Lord gave us his breath of life. All right, he gave us that blessed law. That's what makes us civilized compared to those other nations. All right, so what's going to happen when so-called civilization collapse? Men are going to do no different than what a lion on the Serengeti does. All right, he's going to do whatever it takes to survive. All right, surviving is going to be the theme of the day, and it's going to be by all means necessary. Women going to sell their asses, and men going to rob and kill. Okay, that's what humans do. That's what men do in this human condition when they're alienated from Yahweh Bashem Awashai. Okay, there is beasts. Okay, now what I'm about to get? I'm about to get 2nd Ezra 15 and 19. Okay, and it's 4 times written. A man shall have no pity on his neighbors, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. Why are they going to do that? Because men don't do that. When a man works and come home, have a few drinks, chill with the family, go to sleep, and wake up and do it again. All right? A man doesn't make his living by getting a sword, going out and hunting, fishing, killing, robbing, spoiling. Your average man in America doesn't do that. All right? Poverty-stricken people do that for the most part. Okay? But what's going to happen for a man to survive? He's not going to have no pity on his neighbor, and he shall destroy their houses with the sword, because there's going to be no work in Egypt, and spoil their goods. This is what men do when they don't have work and they have to survive. All right? They kick in the animal mode. They turn into beasts because the lack of bread, all right, and for great tribulation. All right? You're not going to have no work. All right? The resources that are available, hyperinflation is going to be the theme of the day. You can't afford them. So what do? All right, you start a fucking civil war, man. That's what the fuck you do. All right, Egyptians going to slay Egyptians. The prophecies are jumping off the book. All right, and they're going to use AI to stop the civil war, to come put the people back in their place. They're going to have robots coming out here slaying people, man. Okay? You can't battle with an AI robot, man. Like in the 90s when we was growing up, RoboCop. Just imagine a bunch of RoboCops walking down the street and you shooting your 40 cal at them. You shooting your SKS and your AK at them. That shit ain't doing nothing to them. Have you ever look what happened when men with AKAs shoot at tanks? That tank don't feel that shit. Them guys in them tanks are safe. All right. The only thing that take down a tank is another tank or a Apache helicopter. Guys with guns shooting at tanks, it has no effect on the tanks. I think the only thing that probably can go through a tank is a 50 cal. All right. All those other guns that men use on feet, boots on the ground, can't go through no fucking tank, man. So let's just think about Jake in the hood. Jake got all these AKs, SKs, all right? Whatever weapon you get, you light years behind whatever the military and what AI gonna have, man. Okay? AI gonna take your job, and AI gonna kill you when you turn up. Okay, this is the book of Zechariah. A ghost city, man. A company running with not one human. It's gonna take all. They're gonna take all the money. You kiss overtime goodbye. You kiss overtime goodbye. Them days are over. Okay, this is Zechariah 8. Just the times we coming into what we about to read right now. Okay, it's Zechariah 8. I'm gonna start at verse 9. Yeah, I'm gonna start at verse 9. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, let your hands be strong, ye that hear in the days the words, hear in these Salakia, ye that hear in these days these words by the mouth of the prophets. All right, and less than 1% of humanity is taking heed to the prophets on the block right now, doing these epistles. That's the elect men. Okay, hope for elect men. All right, we the only ones that take heed to the Lord's warnings. All right, which were in the day that the foundation of the house of Yahweh was laid, that the temple might be built. For before those days there was no hire for man, nor any hire for beast. All right, because you got to realize, all right, Zechariah was around during the time of the second temple getting built, and what was going on in Jerusalem before Cyrus the Great gave that decree that we could go back to the and build a temple. All right, it was just nothing but heathens over here, and he had a few lower level Israelites that stayed behind to dress the vineyards and stuff for the king of Babylon. All right, all order had been taken away in Jerusalem. Okay, so before those days, there was no hire for man. That's what we're coming back into right now. There'll be no hire for no American. All right, this is talking about what happened when we were taken down, but this is how it's going to be in America. There's going to be no hire for you. AI is going to have all the fucking jobs. All right, for before the days, there was no hire for man, nor any hire for beasts. Even the horses ain't gonna have no jobs, you know. The animals ain't gonna be nothing you can do with the animals. Yeah, I mean, they gonna get rid of the fucking police dogs, man. Fuck, they got little AI robot dogs, man. They ain't gonna have no need for motherfucking police dogs anymore, man. Neither was there any peace to him that went out or came in because of the affliction. All right. This is what happens when society collapses. There's gonna be no peace, no order, okay, and there's gonna be dangers out here, and it ain't gonna have no work. For I set all men, everyone against his neighbor. You see, you can't get around it. All hell's gonna break loose. Men are gonna spoil one another for lack of bread because they don't have no jobs. Okay. And for an elect man, this is good news. All right. Kingdom divided can't stand. So you're looking at the fall of a dynasty. All right. And that dynasty is our enemies. So to see them fall and these prophecies come to pass on them, you know, it's a good time to be alive. It's just that you got to make sure you're doing what it takes to be on your Yahweh Shema Shai's good side while he's taking this place down. All right. Because 2/3 of our people are going to drink of the same cup the so-called white man is going to drink of. All right. Jacob's trouble is for the wicked. All right. All right. So Job 15:24. Trouble and anguish shall make him afraid. They shall prevail against him as a king ready to battle. Okay. And it's written in Isaiah the 19th chapter. They say that the men are going to be as women. All right. When the Lord bring all these judgments down, man, men are going to be as women. All that testosterone, all that macho tough guy acts that you see these YNs have, all that shit is going to leave. All right. Shit going to get real. All right. You can talk all that shit. All right. On the internet. And then if you got your little Gatling gun and you get in the car, because drive-bys is cowardly. That's some coward ass shit niggas be doing. All right. That's not upright. No, get a sword. Do some hand-to-hand combat. Now that's all right. Now that's manly. All right, that's manly. The way Esau fight wars, shoot a missile, way his enemy 20 miles away and shit. That's cowardly, man. Okay. For he stretched out his hand against the Most High. And the way you stretch out your hand against the Most High is just rejecting his word, not revering his priest, not obeying his word, okay? And strengthen himself against the Almighty, okay? This is why the Lord is doing this to the nation of Babylon, America. This is what the so-called white man is guilty of. And our people are guilty for envying the oppressor and choosing his ways. Okay, let's skip down to verse 28. And he dwelleth in desolate cities. See, these cities are about to be laid waste, man. All right, these metropolis, Chicago, New York. All right, it's gonna look just like on the movie I Am Legend when Will Smith was yearning to see somebody and the nigga was talking to fucking dummies, man. All right, this is how it's about to be here in America, and in houses which no man inhabiteth, which are ready to become heaps. Because if a man don't have a job and resources, how can you maintain a house? You can't do it. Okay. He shall not be rich. How do you get rich? From working, laboring. Okay. If there's no jobs in Egypt, how you can be rich? The American dream is now an American nightmare. All right. Neither shall his substance continue. All right. The Lord is about to dry your bank accounts. But the Lord is about to cast the whole money, is about to cast the whole money system headlong, crash it. When it's crashed, all right, for you to survive and implement and get intertwined back into society, you're gonna have to get that Quran, and you have to get that microchip. Okay? And then you truly you 2 times dead. All right? Ain't gonna be no hope for your ass. All right. All of this stuff is a domino effect. AI, the money system crashing. They're all World War III, because real wars do what to economies? It crashed them. Okay. All of the nation's resources go to the military. All right. And he that dwelleth in desolate cities and houses which no man inhabit, which are ready to become heaps. All right. And that's what's going to happen, man. This place is about to become heaps. He shall not be rich, neither shall his substance continue. He's not going to have a work. You get your substance from working. Neither shall he prolong the perfection thereof upon the earth. The Lord is going to tear down the so-called white man system, the red Hebrew Edomite system, and our people that trust in the system, they trust in oppression. When he get down and get in bad state, so are you. Because you didn't put your trust in the Lord. You went down to Egypt for succor. Okay? This is what's going to happen to you. Get that precept in Jeremiah. This is what happened when you go down to Egypt. When you trust in oppression, when you trust in the system. Okay? When you trust in this beast system. All right, this is Jeremiah 42 and 17. All right, let's see what we got here. All right. So shall it be with all the men that set their faces to go into Egypt to sojourn there. All right. When you trust in this system, okay, and don't trust in Yahweh Shema Shai, all right, this is your judgment. They shall die by the sword, all right, because men are going to slay one another for lack of bread. All right. The most civilized man that you think is a civilized, decent man, when he can't get bread, water, and feed his children and take care of his wife, he's gonna grab that sword and go out and get it by all means necessary. All right, this is judgment by famine. All right, resources are gonna be depleted. You're not gonna be able to go to Costco. You're not gonna be able to go to Walmart. All right, these farmers are telling you that all of their livestock and the farmers that do all the fruits and vegetables, they say Their storehouses haven't been full. Okay, a famine's coming to America, and by the pestilence and the diabolical disease. See, the Lord is going to do like He did in ancient Egypt. All them damn catastrophes came right behind each other, right behind each other. The plague of frogs, the plague of boils, the plague of gnats and mosquitoes, the water turning the plague of the water turning into blood. All right, that's going to happen here in modern day America. All right, the Lord about to show up and show out. He's about to show His mighty hand. Atheists is about to become believers. They're gonna, when the Lord get through with this bitch, even unbelievers are gonna be believing that Yahweh Shema Shah rules in the kingdom of men, because it's written in Ezekiel the 33rd chapter that they're gonna know that prophets was amongst them. So if you know prophets was amongst them, then that means you believe who sent the prophets. So even if you're an atheist, you're gonna believe before it's over, Jack. The blueness of a wound cleanse away evil. It's gonna sober you up. Okay. So shall my fury be poured out upon you when you shall enter into Egypt, and you shall not be an excration and an astonishment, and you shall be an excration and an astonishment and a curse and a reproach, and you shall see this place no more. Okay. So the Lord is about to judge you with these heathens, but it starts off with this money system crashing, and you're not having no work in Egypt, because AI is going to take over, man. Okay? These ghost logistic forms, that's going to take away all the American jobs, man. You always hear these lying-ass presidents on the campaign trail talking about how they're going to bring more jobs to America and strengthen the economy. It's all bullshit. All right? They're higher enough up the totem pole to know that AI is about to take over all the jobs. They're lying to you. They're lying to you. All right? So with that, I'm going to write this out. This is edifying to the hearers. I'm going to get infinite honors to our Heavenly Father and our great King, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Hirat Kakadash. Double honors to our apostles and our bishops of Great Millstone. And salutation to my fellow ladies of my Shak Yahweh Shai. Kwame Yasharala, Ababa Ball, Shalom. Stay locked in. We almost out of here.